Meanwhile, Ukraine's president has accused Germany's Chancellor of opening Pandora's box by calling Vladimir Putin. Olaf Scholtz spoke to the Russian president on the phone for the first time in nearly 2 years, asking him to negotiate a peace deal with Ukraine. Mr. Zelenskyy has criticised the call, believing it undermines efforts to isolate Putin.
Chancellor Scholtz told me that he's going to call Putin. Olaf's call, in my opinion, is Pandora's box. Now, there may be other conversations, other calls, just a lot of words. And this is exactly what Putin has wanted for a long time. It's crucial for him to weaken his isolation, Russia's isolation, and to engage in negotiations, ordinary negotiations, that will lead to nothing, as he has been doing for decades.
Adele Robinson has more on this story.
For Zelenskyy, there is a lot at stake here. And there are two sort of factors to consider when thinking about the reasons that have pushed this call between Scholtz and Putin forward. One is the political situation in Germany. There is a snap election coming next year, and some of the strongest political rival voices are demanding negotiations with Russia. And also, the second factor is the US relationship being at a turning point with Russia. And this speculation over what a second Donald Trump term in power at the White House could mean for the war. Now, this call, though, was the first between Scholtz and Putin for 2 years. Scholtz urged Putin to negotiate with Ukraine for a just peace deal, as he said. And he also condemned Russia's war of aggression, calling on Putin to withdraw his troops from Ukraine. So, unsurprisingly, news of the call didn't go down very well with Zelenskyy, who, as you heard just there, said it was opening up Pandora's box, saying that it was playing into Putin's hands effectively. Something that was important for Putin to try and weaken his isolation is to be able to engage with other leaders. So concerns from Zelenskyy that this call legitimises Putin when, he's supposed to be being frozen out of the international community. The other thing to mention, though, is that Zelenskyy has had a call with Trump post-election in which he described a constructive exchange. He also said, Zelenskyy, that it's clear that the war will end sooner under Trump's policies. As he said, he also said, though, that he hadn't heard anything from Trump that was contrary to Ukraine's position. And he didn't say, though, if any demands were made by Trump on possible talks with Russia. But Zelenskyy also added that Ukraine must do everything it can so the war ends next year through diplomatic means. But he also added that he can't update his people until he meets in a meaningful meeting with Trump post his inauguration next year. Also important to add that the G7 leaders have released a joint statement today vowing to continue punishing Russia with sanctions and also saying that Russia remains the sole obstacle to just and lasting peace.